Welcome back. If you were here earlier, we had sound issues and then the phone decided to do its own thing. But if you see me for the first time, hello there. I'm Gladys. I love cake, and over here I make simple, informative tutorials to help you navigate baking and decorating. We were here to finish off our carved roast beef cake. And then when we started, we had sound issues, so I had to log out and come back in. So here we are. So if you're just joining me, thank you for being here. I hope you're having a good one. The glitching of the phone that caused this whole issue has caused me to want to snack. So over here, this is my healthy breakfast. But you're meeting me for the first time and I'm eating. I'm sorry. It's really not. We live here. You are in my kitchen. Anyway, we're going to continue what we're doing because Lord knows we don't have all day today. Okay? So what are we doing? We are going to cover the rest of our roast beef with fondant. So Lasso Kid, hello darling. Lasso Kid is back. Lasso Kid lovely, how are you? We are back. How are you? It's been a while since we caught up on here. How is life treating you? It's great to see you again, friend. Okay, let's. Okay. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just mixing some texture into fondant and I'm rolling that out. Hello. Is it Bloxy? You were supposedly new here, Bloxy, because your name is quite new to us in the chat. How are you, Bloxy? Right. So that's fondant. For those of you who are just joining us, here's what we're doing. We are making, this is cake, and we're trying to make it look like roast beef. So this is the front of the beef, and we are trying to kind of cover the rest of the beef so that we can replicate the roast beef effect. So if you're not into meat and you don't eat meat. Oh, Lasso Kid had a red velvet cake for Christmas and it was so good. Did you bake it, Lasso? Or somebody bought you a cake, Lasso Kid? We're all up in your business. We want to know, did you bake a cake over Christmas? That would be great to know. I can see Bloxy giving us some positive feedback over there. Thank you, Bloxy. Okay, so let's not waste time with this one. Okay. There's really no plan to this. So even when it is covered, you just want to make sure that it's tucked in. Okay, yep. And then we have the rest here. Lasso Kid says the roast chicken looked incredible. Well, so incredible that ChatGPT I'll tell you what ChatGPT told me in a minute. Because I went and I posted a picture in ChatGPT. I'm like, is this roast chicken? Don't trust ChatGPT, okay? Because it had quite a few things to say. And I'm looking at ChatGPT, I'm like, no wonder you're a bot. Because clearly you don't know the difference between... Okay, let's try and texture this a bit. Let's try and texture this a bit. Whilst we're texturing it, a few things I need to do. Okay. 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 If you're wondering what I'm doing, because part of the meat is already covered, all I'm doing is trying to fit this around that so that we can get some texture. And that's just a foil. Oh, Bloxy says you're a great baker, Bloxy. Thank you. Bloxy, where are you? If you're new in the chat, where are you joining us from? If you don't mind sharing, we are just curious to know where you are coming from, so we can get to know you. Okay. Lasso Kid says he doesn't bake, and that's someone. No, Dawn, you went deaf. There was a problem with the sound, because even when I logged off, I thought it was a quick fix, and it wasn't fixing very quickly. So I decided to kind of test a few things out, and it became apparent. And then in the process, guess what happened? My my phone then automatically decided to update itself. So it took me a moment, but thank you for bringing that to my attention. I wouldn't have known, because the secondary screen I have over here doesn't have sound, because if it does, it will interfere with what we are listening to. So I don't know what I'm saying, but I can see myself on the other screen here. But I don't know what I'm saying because I can't hear myself. So if you hadn't told me, I wouldn't have known. Right. Okay, so it's funny. I don't know if it's funny or it's amazing what do you call it? A piece of foil will do. Because this whole thing has been built with a foil, doing much of the work for us. Oh God. Okay. Now I'm going to roll this. I have very limited time today with you guys, but I am hoping we can do a lot of this. I am rolling this thin to kind of give the skin a bit of texture and layers. There's really no rhyme or reason to this. It's just that when you look at roast beef, the skin is not flat. Okay. 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 So we've got that done. Go back to the foil. Not much happening here. I need to get a different foil. Where's the foil? Who thought foils could be this useful? Roxy is joining us from the Mediterranean, if I saw right. Thank you for being here. If you're talking to me in the chat, I can't see you yet. And I can't hear you at all because I am still like focused on getting this thing here right. So please bear with me. Okay. Okay, right. Okay. Okay. right. And we're doing the back too. Keep it 100. Thank you. The thing with this sort of thing is there's really no rhyme or reason to anything. You just imagine what you want to achieve and just go for it. I don't know. Okay, can you see? So I think our meaty part and the texture is fixed. Now, what we need to do is go down into the grain and get the details right. And that part, let's see. Okay. I just don't know what I'm looking for over here. But I am doing it anyway. Right, we are trying to texture the meat. Because when you look at meat, sometimes it feels like you have slaps on the skin. Nothing is like even on it. So I am just trying to achieve that look on this here. You see, right? So if we were to texture this, the thing with a cake like this is you can almost make it whatever you want it to be. This is like the boring part of this bit here. There's nothing happening. I'm just trying to layer this piece into the meat, because when you roast beef, you have skin, you have the fat, and all of that don't roast the same. So you don't have like a flat textured piece of meat that you're looking at. It's just bits of everything. Okay, what do you think? Time for feedback. Look, we've kind of gotten much of what I need, the base of it. Now, we need to get down to the painting element, because that's the part that makes or break this cake. Okay, we've got the texture right. Okay, now let's see if we can get the browns and the colors right on it. Let's wipe the work table first. Okay, we've got this all right. Now, we're going to start with the first layer of brown. I think that is what time will allow me today to do. And for the brown, I've told you before that I don't have a full brown, so I'm using coffee granules. This cake is made from scrap cake, but if I was making this for a client, it'd be a different type of brown. So I'm painting the cake with coffee granules. Yep, there you go. Surprising what a bit of coffee granules can do. Okay, we're starting with the brown bits. And the painting is not, you are not just going to start like running your brush over it, because if you did that, you will miss the mark and you will disrupt the texture. So what I'm doing here is what you call stippling. I'm just literally dabbing the color into the texture and allowing the texture to kind of like take on the color. And the brush is a soft brittle brush here, so not a lot of pressure at all. And the thing about the coffee for me is because I can choose to add texture by allowing the coffee to dissolve or not dissolve. So that's what we have over here. So all I'm doing is adding some brown and intentionally allowing the coffee granules to kind of spread with it, because that also adds some texture to the cake. Just want to turn the cake around so you are not missing the point of the front part. Oh, you're missing this part, so this is what we're doing. Yeah, the airbrushing is fine, but my hope is to make this beginner friendly. Plus, the airbrush is an advanced tool to use, and it's not, honestly, it's not my strongest and best tool, because then the colors, like color theory, it's funny, I am making cakes which requires a good knowledge of paint, well, artistic cakes that require painting. I'm not great with color theory, you know, how you blend colors. And if you're going to use the airbrush, you are going to have to learn to do color theory, because the airbrush, unless you're using multiple airbrushes, the airbrush machine requires you to mix colors or to transition from one color to the other. And that can be difficult, like cleaning one color out so that you can put another color in so you don't blend the colors. So I tend to use my airbrushing for highlights instead of the actual work. I actually enjoy painting because then I feel like I'm not very good at it, to be honest. It's funny to, if you're just joining us, you will think, oh, she knows what she's doing. Well, I'm doing this all from imagination. Like, I'm dreaming about what I'm doing, which is exciting and nice. But I'm actually, in terms of painting, I don't think of myself as an artist. I almost have to kind of figure things out as I go along. And doing things freehand gives me a bit of control compared to the airbrush. So that's like a long-winded way of saying I have an airbrush, but that's not what we need for this task right now. And they both give you different results, because with airbrush, you have to have an understanding of the depth too. So it's not like you are just employing the airbrush and then spraying the thing all together. So I think I prefer to hand paint so that I can layer the colors and have a bit more control of what I'm doing. Okay, so that's one color done. If you don't see me on the screen, I'm just trying to give you a chance to see what I'm doing. So you can see there are parts of it that are not like all completely brown. That's intentional. I'm going to go on. Depending on how you season your meat, you will have bits on top of it, which is what I am using the coffee for. If you weren't using coffee, you might want to opt for, say, brown sugar or something that shows up on the cake. When you cut into it, it can be eaten easily, right? So there you are. So that's one layer of brown. We are not done yet. Yep, dark brown. Now I have my dark brown. Yep, that's just one layer of brown. So now we are going to sort of try and build on the brown here. Okay. Okay. I am transitioning to alcohol and some dark brown color. So let's see. Because the thing with the dark brown that I have here is that it has blue undertones to it. Yep. So I've got to get a color that helps. Where is my red? Right. Cocoa powder. Yep. The medium of painting, right? And what one can use. The options are just, oh God, that's too dark. I can't do that. So that's the thing. When I tell you, I'm not great with color theory. So I have to try things out just to see how I feel about them. So look, that's gone red. I cannot do that. Okay, let's try cocoa powder. Where is my pot of cocoa powder? Pot of cocoa. Cocoa, where are you? I think I know where cocoa is. Cocoa. Okay, let's try. I have natural cocoa. So you see, when I tell you that this is all my own imagination coming to life, you will believe me, right? Let's see. So we have cocoa powder here. Let's see if, oh, okay, that's all right. The cocoa powder is working. It's not as deep as I would like it. Let's see. Okay. Okay. The suggestion of cocoa powder is exactly genius. It's working. It is the kind of brown that we need on meat. Okay, at some point we need to highlight some of the bits because it's still meat and it doesn't cook in one dimension. So that red is attempting to kind of sabotage the whole effort, and it's annoying. The painting for me is the most difficult, but it's also the most relaxing. Okay. Right. You can see it transforming now, can you? Thank you. Now, this has barely got to where we need it to be because we need the first coat of coloring to set before we come and finish it up. The coloring is normally, the painting is normally done in layers. So I am probably going to leave it here. But as you can see, because there are highlights of red in it, it still looks like meat that is cooked. But if you squint, you can see the different faces of it. So this is what I'm going to do. Let me just get a little bit of red over here with alcohol. Hepzibah. Hepzibah, thank you. You were so kind. Okay, so now we are cleaning out. What we're doing is because even when the meat is cooked, depending on how you've asked your meat to be cooked, it's not completely all like brown unless you want it well done. And the thing with a carved cake or a hyper-realistic cake is you get to put your own definition on some of the elements. So even though we know I like my meat well done, you never know. You want to make sure it's open to interpretation. So I don't normally, I go with what is safe and known to me, but I leave room for the cake to be interpreted by various people. So essentially, if you look at it, the brown is not one definition. You can see patches of red. Somebody's asking, is that cake? Sadly, yes. And I know it looks very garish right now and we don't want to eat it. And that's the whole point, is to trick your brain to go, that's too much. Okay, so there we go. I want to add, let's see. I'm just annoyed at how this brown doesn't seem to work for me. Let me start here. Let me see. Okay. 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 I have a dark brown here that seems to work. Okay. Okay. So let's go back and dab there. Are we good? I cannot see all that I'm doing. Plus, light affects my outcomes slightly differently to you. So, some feedback from your perspective will help. I know the back is not done at all. That's intentional because we just have to focus on different parts of it for now. And if I'm being honest, I'm more focused on the part that is visible in terms of the shot. True, friend. I agree. I make these cakes, but they are not my everyday cakes to make. So yeah, it's hard to charge for them. It's really hard to charge for them. Okay, can we see meat over here? I think I can see it a little bit. But I wonder what you can see from your side. DJ is asking, DJ something, I can't pronounce your entire, what is it? Take a guess. What do you think it is? Take a guess. If you can guess it, then we... Brenda. DJ said it looks like roast beef, right? So we are on the right track. Because the whole point is for someone to look at it, and if they don't know what it is, they can take a wild guess. And if they were guessing that this looked like something from that shouldn't be, that doesn't look like what we are aiming for, then we will have to go and consider our choices. But if it can be beef, it can be pork, it can be anything. It can be pork shoulder. It could be anything you want it to be, as long as it looks like a roast version of something. That's all. Okay? So I'm glad you got your guess right, because otherwise it would have been, oh my goodness, all that work. What was the point? Right. When all else fails, get the tricky tool out. A bit of sugar always does the trick. That's my secret tool to add texture. I don't know if I have gas in here, so we'll see. Okay, yeah, we have gas. Let's make it work. There's not a lot of gas though. So I am just giving the roast beef skin like your roast beef will look like. Because it's roast beef, right? It's got to have skin. And the tool, even though it looks, I don't know if you're scared of using a blowtorch. It took me a long time to kind of get to wanting to use a blowtorch. It is kind of a handy tool for textures like this. I'm just trying to create the skin. And the reason why it's lighting is because I painted parts of the beef with alcohol, so. Okay. I don't want to overdo it. This is just, if we leave it to settle, DJ, you have an imaginative mind like myself, like a honey roast ham. I'm here for it. I'm here. I want me a honey roast ham, okay? I do. So I'm not going to do anything to it. We need this to all settle nicely. And then we'll come back and finish the back, but that will be tomorrow, okay? We'll have to move this to we might have to move shall I might not, because if we move it, it might just fall apart. Let's see. Oh, Lollipop, you've been putting a swing in your front room, honey. You've been busy. Okay. I'm getting a bit excited with my blowtorch over here. I am getting rather excited. This is a fire hazard. But anyway, your girl is a chancer. Okay. Too bad. My the caramel is for me, but my blowtorch gas is finished. I've got to go buy some gas into it. But there you go. There you go. I think that's it. A honey roast. We are not done. We are not done with the back yet. Okay? So we're going to have to come back. We're going to have to come back and kind of finish the back. But how is it looking? Can you see beef? Can you see roast beef? Tell us if you think we have roast beef. What do you really think? And rate it. We ain't got time today, people. Rate our work so far. I'm trying to see if you're in short. Oh, Dawn! Dawn gave me my 3 back because yesterday you said we weren't finished. So it's a 10-10. Girl, you should have given me a 9 so that I can sit there and lick my wounds and wonder where I can improve. Come on. Thank you. And we're still not done. It's funny how lighting affects things. Because over here, I see dark textures. I'm like, it's too dark. And when I look on the screen, it is lighter. It looks like beef that is just being cooked right. And you're like, how? Anyway, the crazy cake lady wanted to make a crazy cake. And we have a crazy cake. People, I can see you're all here with me. Okay, here's a polite reminder. It matters to YouTube if you just like the video, if you subscribe and you join us over here. It matters a lot, more than I can ever tell you. So be kind, consider liking. Lasso Kid says, it looks like a big roast, keep going. Okay, well, maybe I should learn to stop before it all goes tits up sometime, isn't it? Because knowing when to stop is also part of the knowledge of being an artist. Because sometimes you just keep going and going until you ruin the thing. Okay? So for now, the fact that you all can see roast. You all can see roast in here means that, yeah, we did a good job. We're going to eat dinner. Okay? With potatoes and all. But yeah, I'm loving this. Who knows? Oh, it's sticky. It's sticky. We're going to have to leave it to set completely. And then we are going to come back on the next one. It could be tomorrow, actually. Could it? Because the truth is, people, you won't believe what has come my way. Normally, as a baker, I'm just going to tell you this quickly before we go. Normally, as a baker, January is very quiet. I woke up this morning minding my business, and suddenly there's a bulk order of 4 whole cakes, 4 6-inch cakes, right? 2 dozen cupcakes, and 2 bento boxes. Now, that would have been an order for, let's give or take, 5 clients. And this order is just for 1 client. And it's got to be done by 14th. Which is, today is 8th. Is it 8th or 9th? 8th, right? Today is 8th, 9th. We have less than 5 days to get this big order out. So you and I are going to be here. Our schedule for the week and whatever we plan is out in the bin, because I had plans to come and do this and create all of this and come back and show you how I can defend my honor by making the potatoes. I just wanted us to have a chill January, and then boom, my morning just woke up and it all went tits up. But I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. You and I are going to be busy this weekend. You're probably going to see me on multiple lives, but I'm not going to complain. It's going to be a long and a busy X amount of days, but let's enjoy it, okay? Let's enjoy it whilst we're at it. And I will tell you a story about this particular client and what sometimes putting people's feelings and needs in business, why it matters. Because business is not all about money, you know. And when you're working in business, when you are looking after your client, you don't look after your client so that they can come back and do you a favor. Be genuine about how you feel about people. I will tell you that story on the next one. But before we sign off, don't go yet. I'm just going to get the camera so that we can get a close-up of our beef. And then tomorrow we'll come back and I will finish the painting. And then we will hopefully be able to start the aspects of this cake that I am telling you about, okay? So I will see you on the next one, but don't go yet. Let's get the camera and let's have a look at our beef close-up. Now that's not good. The phone fell down. Okay, it fell over. It fell over. So that's all of us here. That's our beef. Close up. I wouldn't want to eat that. Will you? I wouldn't. But it's roast great though. Ooh, that looks so nice. But it's too rare and too pink. Well, it's still beef. It's still beef. Have fun. And I'll see you on the next one, people. Bye-bye.